Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. You know, a lot of us have had a decent idea of what animal control does on a daily basis.
But sometimes the things that they have to deal with are rather unusual. Local News 8's Chris Nessman joining us now. Chris, yeah, you got to ride along with animal control today. They tend to stay pretty busy here in town.
Yeah, honestly, Jane Carroll, they really do. Idaho Falls Animal Services is a division of the police department, and they deal with a lot of animal problems that the regular police department says they couldn't do on their own. Carrie Watts is a field officer for Idaho Falls Animal Services. She goes all over town helping people and their pets coexist in the best way possible.
It's usually first thing in the morning we'll get a few barking dogs, you know, somebody's been kept up all night long. Then we just kind of wait for the next call from dispatch. It could be anything from dogs at large, it could be anything from picking something that had been hit by a car.
But while some days start out pretty straightforward, it doesn't always stay that way.
We had a lady over here on 13th Street, and we had to go over there because she said that she had 3 bats in her house.
From bats to squirrels that damage homes and power lines to badgers like this gal caught in an apartment complex just the other week. Sometimes their calls are a lot more serious, like handling bites.
We have to find out who the owners are, and we contact the victim, and we have to find out the seriousness. We need to get the pictures and write reports on it and get the dog in for quarantine if it doesn't have, if it does or doesn't have a rabies vaccination.
The work continues at the animal shelter where pets are cared for 24/7.
That's a big portion of what we do is care for the animals that are in our care. And, you know, things like medical, you know, on any one day there's at least one animal in here that's on some sort of medication.
And while they can do a lot, with the number of strays the shelter handles, they can only do so much. That's why the shelter says people can do 2 simple things that will help them a lot.
The biggest thing I want people to know is that they need to spay and neuter their pets and identify their pets.
Now, there are 2 simple ways that you can get your pet identified. One of them is to get them microchipped, which guarantees they'll always be able to find the owner. A second is simply getting a collar with an ID tag attached to it. However, that is a little less effective. Reporting live in studio, I'm Chris Nessman.
I've got both. I must be worried. I got collar, I got chip, I got everything. Thanks, Chris. The animal shelter also can spay and neuter your pets and provide other services like those rabies vaccinations, also licensing.